Hey, you fucker. How you doing?
That's how we started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Danny and Chris.
This is like not an all ages site, so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're putting this on YouTube. And, you know, there's worse stuff than saying a couple bad words. You know.
Oh, there is. Fuck yeah.
Weird stuff.
So we kind of fixed the lighting issue. Hopefully, Danny comes in a bit brighter. In case nobody guessed it, we're kind of gorillaing this shit a little bit.
Man.
So
I mean, the quality on this video alone is not the best. We're going at 30 frames a second, you know. What are you gonna do?
But you know, we're doing what we do, and making videos isn't necessarily our forte. But comic books,
Yeah.
those are kind of our forte.
Yeah, we make them.
We do make them.
In case you forgot. You know.
Yeah, some of you may have. You seem to. A lot.
Yeah, we got a couple guys from what was it, Greece, that popped up during the week.
Greece, Mexico, Japan.
Yeah, we got Japan. Japan seems to be a regular instance. Like they continue to come by every week.
That is fantastic. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's pretty cool.
More of you should come by, check us out. Check out.
Say hi. I mean, I got that whole little comment system worked out.
Yeah.
You can all say hello.
Yeah. You can say hi. You can say, boy, I hate your comic, but just keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, you know, speak your minds.
It's cool.
And speaking one's mind, we were thinking about talking about the comic.
Yeah.
Where we're kind of going story-wise, and possibly we might get into other ideas that we were thinking about sharing about maybe other comics or other characters within the same world.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, what do we want to get into as far as story-wise?
Story-wise.
What do we want to divulge that's not like going too far? We've been, if you guys have, anybody's been keeping up with the
LA Crazy Town.
Yeah, with the current story that we're working on, which is Gato's backstory.
Right.
Well, next up, we are going to talk about Calavetta's backstory. You know, we've been working on making like each issue is the one unique character's backstory, so you kind of get an idea vaguely of who they are, or at the very least where they come from.
And as you might have seen with what was it, Case's story, that a lot of the paths do intersect at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be the case with Calavera.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as soon as Gatos is wrapped up, you'll see how.
Yeah.
And that's for them that they have this whole just gigantic backstory that you can't fit in one issue, really.
Probably not.
But
then again, you couldn't really fit Case in the Wendigos in one issue.
They're only several centuries old, so yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
We don't have
actually a lot more than
pages.
several centuries.
We don't have the pages or the money to describe everything.
I made them both.
You could go back to those, though. I mean,
we could.
Case and Wendigo, and Mishi, of course.
And Mishi. I kind of do want to occasionally touch on more shit that they've done over the years, because Tora's here.
And just walking around.
Meow. Okay, yes, you need attention. Come here. Come here, you whiny shit. I do want. God damn, you're loud. I do want to talk more about. Enough. Okay. I do want to talk more about what they've done over the years, and they've done a lot. The Wendigo himself is 1,600 years old plus.
Yeah.
So that's a long period of time, and that's still nothing compared to how old Case is, 10,000 years plus. That's a hell of a lot of time to really talk about.
And it's always a little difficult to write for characters that are that old, because I mean, none of us are that. It's
like impossible to relate.
Yeah. So you have to be really careful with that.
Yeah.
And I think you did a pretty good job with that.
I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'm
gonna
fucking grab you. Yeah. There's Tora.
Can't really see him on camera, but
No, yeah. But he's wagging his butt at you, and this is the little fucker that's always making noise. Big kiss. Fuck off. But okay, let's talk. Is it okay then if we talk a little bit about Calavetta's backstory? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go into like great detail.
No, of course.
But
I want to keep some secrets.
Yeah, but we could explain maybe what her previous employment was.
Yeah, she was. She was basically the hitman for her little association. I guess you could call it.
I think most people would call it a cartel.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say hitman or maybe enforcer.
Yeah, I would say that would more likely.
Yeah,
she
because
didn't go out of her way to kill people.
And hitman also implies like using a lot of stealthy tactics, and you just go in to kill one guy and then you're done.
No,
she's a fucking tornado of bullets.
Yeah, she clears out the room. Really. Yeah, it's like
she's the Punisher, but very much smaller and much more of a girl.
And the opposite.
So
the Punisher, but the opposite. So she's also
the Punisher, but not the Punisher at all. Yeah.
She's the Punisher of crime, but not punishing crime.
No. Okay. However you want to put it. It's her character. His character, Danny totally came up with her all on his lonesome, and I think he did a fucking fantastic job. She's a great character. She's a lot of fun. She's especially a lot of fun to write because it's basically just writing like, think of the grumpiest shit you could think of, and that's not out of character. It really isn't.
Yeah. I'm trying to avoid the whole flat thing, the flat character thing. And I'm hoping with this, with her chapter, you can see that. Yeah, she's a little more than meets the eye, I guess.
Yeah, she's very much a transformer, more than meets the eye. So we really shouldn't talk about what happens in her story, other than the fact that we've explained that yes, at one point in her lifetime she was an enforcer
of sorts.
Yeah. That would be, I guess, her title in a Mexican cartel.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And for those of you who have been reading what's been going on, especially with the Gato storyline, you would notice, oh wait, he's in Mexico too. Oh, maybe the two will meet up. Spoilers, they do. So,
so much for the surprise, huh?
Well, I mean, it's obvious that they meet up because they're on the same fucking team.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty, yeah.
Yeah, they will meet up. But how are they going to meet up? Well, they meet up by. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going
to use my fucking fist hand.
No need. I would not do that. No, it's a very, very well written way that they come to know each other or meet each other or whatever.
It's not egotistical at all.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't think it is. Because you could just write in, hey, one of them's sitting there getting a latte one day at a cafe, and the other one just walks by and they're like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm Gato. I'm Calavera. Okay, now they've met.
Well, you could do that. Like I'm gonna have to change some things.
What I'm saying is you could do that. We didn't do that, but you could. And that wouldn't be a bad way to say the two people met. It would just be a very boring way to say that they met. Whereas what we wrote is not boring.
Not boring.
Not boring.
Not boring. That's our motto. Not boring.
Yeah, and we do awesome.
We do awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do awesome together.
Let's do awesome. Okay, so what about the big secret character Ryan?
Ryan. Yeah.
Do we want to go any more into Sunrise or Ryan?
We could recap, I guess. I mean, I explained pretty much all that I wanted to.
Okay.
On the site itself. On the little blog space.
Okay, but you know what? Why don't you do a quick little recap of what you kind of went over?
Yeah.
As to who he is, what he is, where he is, and yada yada.
Yeah, as we know by now, I mean, Ryan's only appeared once and mentioned twice.
Yeah.
So he's one of the younger guys in the squad.
The youngest
guy in the squad.
The youngest. How old would you say he is?
He's, I don't know, he's past college. So
Yeah, I would say mid-20s.
He's in his mid-20s. He's got he's about my age, maybe a little older. Very accomplished guy, very smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
The heart, so to speak, of the group.
Yeah, I would say the moral compass in a way.
He is the heart to their Captain Planet. And
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Captain Planet were
I don't really know if that
furry.
applies because out of all of them, Hart, the little South American kid, was like the most useless.
Yeah, but he could control hearts, so.
Not really, because the bad guys were still bad. So he couldn't do shit. We're way off topic.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about that anymore. Go ahead.
I want to talk more about Captain Planet. Damn it. Thought I could railroad this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan, as I mentioned, he's a Sentai character sort of guy. Power Rangers, for those that don't know. I mean, and as I mentioned there, no, this guy didn't have anything to do with it.
No.
This was a character of my own creation long time ago, and I was just looking for somebody to, somewhere to put him, and he's changed a lot since that very first. Before he was a basic cookie cutter kind of Power Ranger sort of guy.
And of course, when you're saying Power Rangers, you are talking about Sentai. That is the Japanese version,
right?
Or I mean, not the Japanese version.
The American.
That means
version.
Real version of Power Rangers because it's been on in Japan for 500 years.
Of course.
So over there, the outfits sometimes had a different look.
Yes, but there was like so many variations of it and different types. So you got your Kamen Rider, you got your well, there's just so many I can't even name them all. There's like hell, even Spider-Man could count as one.
Yeah.
And hell, he had his own show, so that definitely counts. And he had his giant robot.
He did. Spider-Man had a giant
Ryan
robot.
also was supposed to have a giant robot, but that was quickly tossed out. And was like, where the fuck are you gonna put a giant robot in L.A.?
Good question.
Can't be destroying L.A. every fucking day. People have jobs to do,
Yeah.
Do I really wanted one? I'm gonna have to find a way to put it in there. I don't care if he wants to stop me. I'm gonna fucking do it.
Nope. Hold on. Shut up.
I'm the editor.
I'm sure we can squeeze a giant robot in there somewhere.
I want a giant something in this fucking thing.
There's so many characters, which we'll get into more of them too.
So Ryan definitely changed from this happy-go-lucky sort of guy who's all about truth and justice and whatever, and now he's a lot more level. He's still definitely the more heroic of the guys.
Yeah.
Of the pack.
Yeah. The knight in robotic armor.
In sour armor, maybe.
Or yeah. Doesn't start that way though.
No. He's, as you can see from his first appearance, he's pretty happy guy. He's got a girlfriend. He's got his life together.
Yep.
He's paying bills. I'm assuming. I'm hoping.
More than likely. He is isn't he? He's a mechanical engineer.
Yeah, he's a mechanical engineer. I thought aeronautics would be a good one. Fixing fucking planes. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but
which that also gives him access to a hangar.
Yeah.
Which you can put a giant robot in. Oh my god.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe shut up.
Just wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's assume everybody already read the blog, so they did already get an idea of who Ryan is, and nobody. We haven't explained anything about his backstory yet.
Sir, not appearing in this comic, as I so stated.
Yeah, but why don't we talk about maybe a couple other characters that haven't been mentioned yet?
I want to talk about Roach.
Yeah, Roach is a really great character to talk about.
He's like the first guy I think of, and the one guy I really want to show up at some point.
Which he will.
In the near future.
Oh, yes, he's going to. Yeah, it's not going to be too long, maybe an issue and a half or something.
Yeah, once we get Volume 1 out of the way,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely,
Yeah, he's going to be there. And he's going to be there he's going to be one of those characters that pops up a lot. Doesn't come in and takes up half the comic with what he's doing or saying, but kind of pops up here's a scene, and then maybe you won't see him for the rest of the comic, and then the next one you might see him twice or whatever. So, Who is Roach?
Roach he's a lovable little vagabond. As
He's homeless as shit.
He's
homeless.
Yeah, that's the more brutal way of saying it, but yes.
Yeah.
He's a very happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Just sort of,
yeah,
does his own thing. Goes hoboing all the time.
If that's a verb, yeah.
And
what's his name?
Kevin Christmas.
He loved it.
Yeah.
He wanted it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah. I mean,
that was more of a throwback to old school comic naming conventions where you got your Lois Lanes, your Clark Kents, your Peter Parkers,
your alliterations,
Jamesons, all that stuff. I love that, and I thought Kevin Christmas, yes, very much yes.
But it is spelled Christmas like the holiday Christmas, not like with a K.
No,
so.
that'd be
and
silly.
Kevin is spelled with a K. It's just phonetically it sounds the same.
Yeah.
So we are keeping with the alliteration. The whole deal with alliteration.
Right.
Anything you want to throw out there about him that might be special or unique?
Well, when we say he pops up a lot, we mean, when he shouldn't, I guess. It's
it might be. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be fair to say that he pops up a lot of times in places that are not that great for him to be in.
There's a reason why his name is Roach, for one.
Yes. He does not look like a roach.
No.
He looks like a person.
They just
He's
call
a
him
person.
Roach.
He's just called Roach. Shut up, Tara. Jesus.
They call him Roach because he has a tendency to keep coming back.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much on the cusp of what we're supposed to be telling you here.
Yeah. Yeah. But as you mentioned, he has a very happy-go-lucky. Seriously, boy, you just like, last nerve, right there. Walk away. As I was saying, you mentioned happy-go-lucky, and honestly, when I think of Roach, the character that I equate him to, personality-wise, is Goku.
Yeah, that would.
Because Goku is such a happy, positive, upbeat kind of, the chips are down, everybody around him is dead, but Goku's like, no, you know what, we can do it. And it's just like, where does that happiness fucking come from?
Yeah.
How do you
They
do
just
that?
have to believe.
Yeah. Again, I'm only comparing the personalities. I'm not comparing like physical or abilities or anything like that, no.
Yeah, Roach looks and probably smells like you would expect a homeless man to be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's one character that is going to come up.
Yeah.
And he's going to pop up quite a bit.
I think we got, let's see, who else out there?
Well, we could talk about Alejandra, if you want to.
Alejandra's pretty cool. She's a nice one. Yeah, she's got her own history. She's got her own history with her. If you read issue 1, I'm hoping you did. I mean,
if you haven't, read it now.
Like right now, pause the video, come back. I mean, it's a very light read. Come on, it's a comic.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? You can just order it right now. Overnight shipping.
That's
2
even
days.
better. Order it. Yeah.
Yeah. Make us some money so we can pay Josh.
That would be nice too.
Yes, that would be nice.
Then I can feed Toro so he stops whining. So who's Alejandra?
Alejandra Torres. She, as you would know, is from the first issue. Mm-hmm. She, what was I saying? Right. If you read the first issue, you might have gotten the thing that maybe she's not all she's cracked up to be, or maybe she's even more, rather.
You would notice in the first issue right off the bat that she is a cop.
Yeah.
And
she's tough as nails, Michelle Rodriguez type, I guess.
Yeah.
Except less pouty though. Less pouty.
But still, Michelle Rodriguez. Drool.
Yeah, less pouty though, and less dying involved, I would assume. Because she dies in like every movie she's in.
No, she dies in all the Resident Evil movies.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I don't think she dies in anything else. But she was only in like 2 of the Resident Evil.
You know what?
movies.
I'm probably thinking of a different movie, different actress. What was the Need for Speed?
Michelle Rodriguez.
That was her.
In the first one.
And then she died.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that one.
Oh,
I never
she
cared
died.
about
She died.
Oh wait, Need for Speed or Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, she was in Fast and Furious. I have no idea if she died. I didn't watch the first one. I didn't care.
I remember she died. I remember just seeing her die a lot.
Okay.
Anyway,
we know who Michelle Rodriguez is, and she is delicious.
Right.
And she is comparable to the character to Alejandra.
That she's tough. You know?
She's tough.
She's always playing the tough.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is always playing the tough chick, and definitely Alejandra Torres is
tough as you can get.
Yeah, she's one tough ass bitch.
Lives out in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got her own history with the gang, obviously.
Yeah.
And
that is to say, our gang.
Yeah. So she retired from a certain other profession. And
you got to give them something. What did she retire from?
All right, so she was a superhero before. That was vigilante is actually more apt, I think.
Yeah, probably.
She while she was doing her own thing, learning law and whatnot, and being a cop before that, and she was by night she was a vigilante.
Yeah.
And even before that, she had her own history with her own personal affairs, I guess, I would call it.
Right.
And God, I just really like her story. I want to say more,
I know,
but I don't know what to say. I mean, the whole name dropping thing that Wendigo gave off in chapter 1. Buzz off, hoard it, that sort of thing. That was supposed to be the hint that, hey, maybe she's an important character, obviously. I mean, the way she was introduced, her fucking name was splattered all over, of course, ran out of breath.
Right there?
Splattered across the fucking page. Mm-hmm. And that was supposed to tell you, hey, she's important, look at her. It's like, how she came to be with them, that'll be explained. I don't want to say as a flashback sort of thing, but it's going to be explained eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, you can already tell.
It's technically going to have to be a flashback because they've already got a connection. They already know each other.
It's established
work
now.
well with each other. Yeah. So somebody will ask the question: how did you guys all hook up? Well, it was like this, blah blah. Blah. It will have.
She's not going to give. At that point, she's not going to give her life story right then and there. But
no,
like how she came to be with them. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one, I think.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. I like to think they're all interesting.
I do too. I very much like to.
No one wants an uninteresting backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's gonna be. She was very fun to write. I already got her history sorted out and all that, and it's all there. Just need some time. Need some time for that.
Okay. So it's a couple of characters that we've explained a little bit about, or you've mostly explained a little bit about. There are 2 more that I would really like to talk about. One you created, one you came up with, and then one I came up with. And I don't think it will really matter if we talk about them because it's not going to affect the main storyline that much. And as far as your character goes, the manliest man alive.
Oh, yes, the manliest man. Yeah, that's definitely.
So then I imagine you can guess who I want to talk about, aside from that.
Yeah.
So, would you go into however much detail you want to about who or what the manliest man alive is?
The manliest man alive.
Done.
Very much inspired by articles like Sean Baby and his way of writing just complete absurdist, dumb comic book shit.
Yeah,
it's basically his whole forte. It's a spin-off. I would I would say no. It's its own. It's its own
little. I would say
thing.
it's more of like a reimagining, taking something, and then just going somewhere different with it.
Yeah, it's just
because the easiest like actual like literature or whatever that you could think of that the character would relate to, Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
And
tall
this would
tales
be
and shit.
Yeah, tall tales and shit like that. And this would be a reimagining of that character.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and explain him a little bit more? What is the manliest man alive? What is that? Is that his name?
That is exactly his name.
That's his name.
That is his actual legal
his name isn't like Larry Smith, I go by the manliest man alive. No, his name is the manliest man alive.
Yes, that is
done.
Full name. Manliest A man.
That's right, manliest A man.
Yeah. He was created way back, I want to say 2007? No, maybe later than that. I think a little later than that.
Yeah, well, you created him before we really started working on the comic.
Yeah.
But you created him for something else.
Yeah, and that was just because I'm like,
yeah,
you know what? The world
idea.
needs this character, and I just kind of kept him around. It was actually around like some forum somewhere. I don't know. And yeah, basically just the dumbest comic booky things that I would want to write that wouldn't fit anywhere else.
Right. That's
where it all goes. So if fucking laser bears with rocket chainsaws, and that's a name you might know if you've been to my personal blog, that's where the name came from, where he fought several laser bears wielding rocket chainsaws.
Now define or describe, I mean, what is a laser bear?
Oh, it's not a bear that's wielding a laser. It's a bear made of laser.
Exactly.
It's pure laser.
It is
and
a bear made of laser. Yeah, it's made of energy or something like that, but it's laser.
Yeah. And so that's where that name came about. I've been using it ever since.
And okay, and he deals with laser bears wielding
rocket chainsaws. So that's just to give you a level of just how serious I'm fucking taking this. So,
yeah.
Not very.
No.
Not very. It's like it's like a gag-a-day sort of comic. You know, he goes on an adventure, he does things, he kicks ass, and then he goes home. You know, eats his lumberjack steaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's steaks with several lumberjacks.
Does he? So does he have any weapons or anything like that?
Yes, he has his axe, Mindy.
Mindy
is his axe, and it's an axe as big as he is.
Yeah.
It's
a big axe.
Beautiful.
Because he's not a tiny guy, right?
No, he's not a tiny guy.
How big are we talking here?
He's about several million feet tall.
It's kind of big.
Like a million feet tall is his official. A million feet tall.
That's his official height. Is like a million feet high.
Like a million feet
tall.
And he's several polar bears heavy. So that's that was the official measurement as well for his weight.
Okay.
And his eyes are a beautiful rage color, and his beard is fire. A nice fiery.
Not like it's red, like having a red beard,
no,
but
it's on fire.
It's fire.
Yeah.
His beard is fire.
We have the technology now, so I added that in.
I don't think we'll ever have the technology to make somebody like that, but
yeah. But when he's normal, you know, he just has a good old bushy ginger beard.
Right. So it is red, but when rage mode is activated,
which is all the time, I think.
Fire.
Which is whenever he wants it to be.
Yeah. It's the point from where he's awake to when he falls asleep.
Yeah.
Now I remember him having two other weapons.
God, I'm really trying to remember right now because I haven't touched them for a while. Damn it. Oh right, his fists.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to remember what
I remember one was Roosevelt.
One was Roosevelt. That was his right.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt was his right, and oh, good lord, I'm trying to so hard to remember what his left was.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, damn.
I just remember that Roosevelt was his right hand.
Roosevelt was his It was probably Firefucker or something.
Yeah, it's probably so. I was
something.
gonna say like Punch Kill or some shit like that. That actually might be it. Punch Kill.
Punch Kill. Oh, God. He was. Oh God, Lord. He is just a ridiculous character.
Yeah, and that's the great thing, because that's the point of the character.
Yeah.
He is not. This is not something where like.
Yeah.
This is like something that we'd like to write when we, if we can get a whole staff together to work on LA Crazy Town, put some people on that, have them, work on what we want them to work on, and then we can sit on the side and start writing, this is the most ridiculous shit ever, and just roll with it, because that's the whole point, is we just want this to be silly as hell. Gory and silly and the dumbest shit possible. And if you think it's not possible for something to happen in the comic book, it's immediately going to happen. That's just the way it is, He wakes up and now he can fly. Why? Shut up. He can fly. That's it.
He can weave a basket.
Or basket weaving.
Out of trees.
Tree basket weaving. It's possible. Because that's just the way this comic is. So, since you've given that explanation about the manliest man alive, who do you think I would want to talk about?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah?
That would be the corporate shark.
That would be the one. Corporate Shark. Corporate Shark is my character in response to the manliest man, Danny's character. And Corporate Shark is, he's, I guess the word is anthropomorphic.
I think so.
Anthropomorphic shark.
Sharkman.
Sharkman, yeah. And he is, he had the strength of I think his strength was like great white level or something, some shit like that. I mean, we wrote down all their stats and all this horse shit, just for fun, and I mean, for us to kind of gauge it on where they fit in and all that shit. Corporate Shark, he is an actual shark. Brilliant shark. Walks around on two legs. Not that most sharks have them, but he does. There's a reason why he has legs and arms and hands and feet and all this shit, and I will explain that in a second. But what is his deal? He is the CEO of corporate America. All of it.
Yeah. Well,
all of it.
Ask, which part of that is that again?
All of it. He is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of all of corporate America. If you haven't guessed then, he has a little money. He's got some stashed away. And
doesn't he fire silver dollars or something?
No, nothing that silly. He carries roughly every gun known to man on him at pretty much all times. Period. His favorite being the minigun,
Right.
His big old painless from fucking Predator. He loves using that. He has he has like silver plated like 45s and shit like that. Sawed off shotguns. He's got tons of them, and he keeps it all hidden in his beautifully tailored 3-piece suit. Probably cost more than most people's homes.
It's hard to tailor for a shark, man.
It is kind of hard to do that, so you kind of have to bring in a specialist, and where are you going to find somebody who specializes in clothes for sharks?
And white gorilla hides are very rare. So.
Yes, because that's what he just demands the best of the best. He solves every problem that he comes across with a gun. In some way or another. He may not shoot you. He may just beat you to death with it. Oddly enough, he doesn't do a lot of eating of people.
Well,
he's a corporate
shark.
Yeah, he's a corporate shark. Yeah. He doesn't need to really get in there and just there goes half their body. No, he's just he
can.
I have a gun. I've got hands and I've got a gun. What more do I need?
Yeah, he could appreciate a little fine dining every now and then.
He can. Yes.
Certainly has the money for it.
He definitely does. And he, as I want to say as ludicrous as it may sound, but then again, what the fuck doesn't sound ludicrous about either of these characters so far?
Anything we talk about.
Yeah. As ludicrous as it sounds, he is the good guy. He's he may be the CEO of corporate America, but that does not make him a bad guy. He's a capitalist for sure, but so the fuck what? I'm a capitalist, aren't you?
I'm pretty sure I am.
If you're not, then you're a fucking commie.
No, that's true.
No, but everything for him is go America. 100% go America. He has an office, and in it are like statue busts of bald eagles. He's got big in his office. He's got like a big portrait of Teddy Roosevelt, and he's just like that, American flag all over. This guy's America as fuck. So that's the character that I came up with, and then we kind of thought, okay, we could have them cross over, but how could we have them cross over? How could they ever possibly have anything in common?
And I had this whole explanation in universe where, like, the whole point of these two comics is that they appear in LA Crazy Town.
Yes, these are things that we want to actually write. They're comics within the comic. Oh.
And so within the universe of LA Crazy Town,
right.
One of the companies, I don't know which one it was, like, I thought about it, they would buy out the other comic, and they were like, hey, what do we do to merge these two, titles together?
Yeah, to get these two characters, because they don't want to get rid of either the characters. They're both, popular characters amongst the kids and all that shit. But there has to be a way to explain how they all of a sudden know each other or get to know each other. Which brought us to
a dilemma in the real world.
Yeah, because we're like, how the fuck would these two ever get along? Or how would what would be the thing that binds them?
Yeah, and then I thought, why the fuck do I care about that? And then out of nowhere.
This was my idea, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it my? I'm pretty sure it was my idea.
Pretty sure it was yours.
I thought of really quickly a way to combine the characters to make them not like take both the characters and smush them together, but to bring both the storylines together so that there is a plausible reason for them to meet, which right off the bat sounds fucking retarded because there's no plausibility to any of it. There is a reason. There is no woman strong enough or great enough to handle the manliest man alive. So the manliest man, not being pleased with some mere woman, decided,
I'm gonna fuck that shark.
I'm gonna fuck that shark. That's what he did. He fucked a great white shark, and the great white shark gave birth to the corporate shark.
And so ended the most fucking weirdest world building we ever did.
Yeah. That was just fucking ridiculous. And then they realize father, son, because I think the corporate shark, he has like a necklace and it's got like a little picture of his mom on it.
That we never showed before.
Yeah, that we never showed. But it's going to be one of those magic things that shows up. And then manliest man is going to be looking at it and be like, where did you get this picture? And he's like, that's my mom. And then manliest man has a wallet, which again we've never shown before. Exactly. And inside is a picture of the great white shark. Because, I mean, he loved her.
He
fucked her and left, but he loved her.
It's a straight up great white shark.
Yeah, and then it's like, that's mom. Oh my god, that's why I have legs and arms. So yes, the manliest man will be corporate shark's father.
Yeah.
That's the fucking sentence. It's stupid enough. I think we've spoken enough about our ridiculous shit that we're coming up with. I don't really want to go into any more other characters right now. Maybe we'll do it at another time.
Yeah, when things go
when the comics get going along. When we get further along with it. As of right now, we've changed things that now we're doing 2 pages a week.
Yeah, 2 pages a week now.
So Monday and
Friday.
Monday and Friday is when the pages go up.
So when you come back from work and when you leave from work.
Yes.
And they're usually around 2 o'clock, I want to say. Around 2 p.m.
That's LA time. So
that would be, that is.
Figure your own time after that because we work in LA and we love LA and we don't care about anywhere else. So whatever.
1,400 hours is the time.
I didn't mean that. Really. We don't hate everybody else. No, but
especially you, Idaho. You're pretty cool.
Yeah, you're okay. I got no problem with Idaho.
Idaho's alright. Idaho's good. Lots of
potatoes.
Lots of potatoes, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's all I got there. Anyway, so I think it's been good for right now. We've talked a little bit briefly about 4 or 5 characters, and what are I guess where we're going with on the story. We have like an idea for a way to wrap up the first series run.
It's gonna be pretty big.
Yeah.
Fairly big.
Yeah. But there's actually 2 different ideas that we have for like endings. I mean, not like endings, but like seasonal runs for it.
We got a skeleton of sorts, yeah.
Yeah. So one can go for 1 year and one can go for another year. I'm actually hoping that the big one with all the those guys.
Yes,
I hope that I don't want that to end.
Very subtle.
Yeah, I don't want that to end I don't want that to be the end of the first season because that's just too much.
That's all. Yeah, that's its own. That's its own. Yeah, that's its own season.
Yeah, that's its own fucking comic book.
That's its own volume. That would be the right term, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be its own volume.
We're gonna have to start making fucking graphic novels of this shit. That'd be fun. That would be really fun.
That'd be fun.
And I've already started working on one. So we do have an idea of where we're gonna try to take it in the first season ending. And then we have an idea for the second season ending. And then third season, honestly, there's so many other characters that we've got. I mean, so many characters that could lead into other stories. There's China, not the country. China is a character that it's kind of... It's not... Is it spelled like China?
It's spelled just China.
China?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
there's China. He's a character. We can go somewhere with his character. The head case. That's one of my old characters. Right. We can go somewhere with him. Give me a bad guy. Oh, Bloody Chain. Oh wait, no.
Yes, actually. Yeah, because that definitely has a lot to do with the main story anyway.
Okay.
So.
Oh, and
very important one actually.
What's his name? Bleeder.
Bleeder, yeah.
Bleeder. And then he's going to take us into a whole nother storyline.
Yeah, he's an interesting one.
Yeah, he was a fun one to come up with. I mean, when you had written your blog, you had acknowledged that we have like 200 characters or something like that.
They're not on the drive.
No, but
not in the codex, but they are definitely written.
Yeah.
We did not count for the last couple of years, so
yeah,
we have a lot of counting to do.
We have a lot of characters, a lot of different flavor going on out there.
Plenty.
So lots of good guys, lots of bad guys. Probably, honestly, I'd say we probably have more good guys right now than we do have bad guys.
We definitely have more. Definitely have more of the good guys.
Yeah. But
that's only because they have a lot of bad guys to go with.
Yeah, there are a lot of bad guys.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of characters like the Wendigo is the highest level of strength and power in the comic. We're not going to have anybody that's stronger than him or more powerful or whatever. So we don't have a lot of characters that really get up to that level. But we do have a lot of characters that are like human level strength.
Yeah,
shit like that.
The Wendigo does have his weaknesses, but it's not to the point where you're going to see him killed off like issue 3 or something like that.
You're not going to see him get killed off. But no, but like we have a lot of characters that are like good guys that have like human level strength, durability, endurance, whatever, and then the bad guys that we do have are considerably stronger than that, so they can handle several of the good guys at once, like China. China has superhuman strength.
Yeah, the conservation of ninjutsu, essentially. It's a nice little trope there.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we've spoken a pretty good amount about it. We're working on it, guys. We're really trying. We got a lot of stories out there. We got a lot of stuff to still deal with. As far as where we're going to put characters, what we're going to do, who's going to die, who's not going to die, whatever, all this shit. We're dealing with like big comic book publisher problems, but from a very small comic book publisher standing.
I suppose.
As far as like story goes and all that shit, we got to deal with so many goddamn characters, and who do we bring in, and what do we do then? And now we got to write this guy's story. Oh, what about her? She needs a story, and all this shit.
I mean, it's only just the three of us, really.
Yeah, there's only three of us, and I've seen Josh's writing.
You know he's gonna watch this, right?
I know he's gonna watch this.
He's gonna.
He knows.
He's gonna come by here the next day.
I know. He knows too. Josh, I love you, babe. Stick to drawing. So.
He has some cool ideas, I think. He has some cool ideas.
I've seen him writing though.
Like,
I
haven't.
Stuff.
So.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I was just like, is that a sentence? Okay. I love you, Josh, but wow. Yeah, I think we've done enough, said enough right now, so we're probably pretty good. Yeah. I was hoping to keep this a pretty short video.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably 50-some minutes into it now.
So that's why I wanted to talk about this, because it's a nice little conversation.
Yeah, and we are going to be doing another video very shortly, as in like tomorrow. In which Josh is going to be here.
Talk about his experiences.
Yeah, and he can talk about his little side project thingy, which, I'm not going to say anything about it, and don't you say anything about it. We'll let Josh talk about that, assuming he wants to.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure he does. Yeah, I'm sure he wants to.
He wants to.
I'm sure he does. But,
he doesn't shut up about it, so.
Yeah. So, that's us. We're good right now, and we will be back tomorrow. Of course, by the time this gets up there...
Yeah, it might be the next day.
It might be the next day.
Anyways, it gets up when it gets up. Let's not date this.
We're not going to date this. Anyways. Oh, that feels good. All right. I think we're done. So we're going to sign out. You guys have a beautiful night.
Yep.
Done.